Hi guys, this is Kalu here, and welcome back to Cali Earl TV. This is the 4th installment of Pandora's Box, opening all things of everything vile, raunchy, and sexy as fuck. Aren't you guys excited? Like, I'm sorry I even had to cuss, that's how excited I was, but welcome back.
Yo, I don't think we should talk about this. Come on, why not? People might misunderstand what we're trying to say, you know? But that's a part of life. Come on.
Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about sex.
Are you guys excited to talk about not being fulfilled in the bedroom? Like, sorry I had to have my cheesy moment. Like, who loves to get into the bedroom and find that perfect guy and for him to be hitting that stroke and then for him to come and you're still laying there? Wah, wah. Like, seriously? Are we serious? Come on. So I just decided to go a little bit more into this topic. We had an episode last week. If you click right here, I'm doing my Vanna White, you can get the link for last week's episode about being unfulfilled. It was a great episode. I had my coworker and my business partner, Miss Donnery, who came and talked about her a little bit. But I just felt like this is such a huge topic that it needs to be addressed more in depth as well. And I just wanted to keep talking about it because I have so many horror stories. Like, people don't believe me. Like, when I first moved here and I had new roommates, they really didn't believe me because they're from Chicago. It's a whole different landscape in Chicago than in Columbus, apparently. And just the stories I would tell sounded like episodes of TV dramas. Like, oh my god, what soap opera was that on? I'm like, no, that was my real life. That was Kalu's everyday life. It sucks. So I'm just going to share some of that with you guys because I just want to know, like, am I the only one out here experiencing this? Am I the only one who has to deal with the BS? Like, the bullshit. I'm going to cuss. I'm sorry. I'll give you guys a warning ahead of time. Because it's just crazy. Once you get to the point where you're grown, I feel like people should be able to come together and do what they need to do and to satisfy each other, because sex is supposed to be fun and pleasurable and interesting. It's not supposed to leave you unfulfilled. Like, obviously, being unfulfilled is our title. That's the exact opposite, diametric opposite of what sex is supposed to be about. So I'm gonna be transparent today and share some videos. Sorry, I'm making a video about sharing my personal stories. Because, for example, there was this one guy who originally, like, he's not from the city of Columbus, so I had high hopes for him and higher standards. We hang out, whatnot, and we get into the bedroom, and it's all good, you know, we're working our way up to it. And then I find out he doesn't eat breakfast, doesn't eat chow, doesn't feast on the down south, on the down low, whatever it's called. I'll put a real definition down here. But he wanted me to give him head instead. And he thought that was perfectly normal. When I said, like, oh yeah, like, you need to go down there. If I'm going to give you head, you got to give me head. His look. That's disgusting. I was just like, are you serious? Like, you think it's disgusting to go down on me? Like, to go down on females in general is what, when we had this conversation. But then you don't think it's disgusting for us to have to go down on you guys? Like, we have to deal with a whole lot more than you guys have to down there for heterosexual women. But it was just crazy. Like, I was just looking at him like, are you serious? And so I'm like, okay, you know, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. He didn't get any head, I didn't get any head that time. But then the next time, I'm like, are we really going to come up on this again? Maybe this was just a fluke, but no, it wasn't. It wasn't. So, first time, shame on you. Second time, shame on me. So I was done after that. And I was like, okay, you know, maybe this is just 1 in a million. I'm fine. The next guy, the same exact thing happened. And then after that, the next guy got even worse. Beyond just completely not being fulfilled in foreplay, I wasn't fulfilled in sex. And they were like, well, why? Like, you can't have orgasms. Like, it's about me getting pleasure. He was so misinformed. Oh, I felt bad for this person. I felt so bad because he didn't even know. Like, he didn't know that women have orgasms. And I'm not sure if that's on the fault of his education in the past or just that the people he had been sleeping with hadn't been open to talk about it. I'm one of those people who will stop you mid-stroke and say, look, we have to talk about this because it's not going the way I like it. It's not feeling good. It's not helping me out to get where I need to be to pleasure. I'm just, if I'm not getting pleasure, like I say before, my rule is stop and have a teaching moment. Like, that's just, I don't care. I don't care if you're sweaty post-coitus, mid-coitus, in the bed, like rocking the, I don't know. I don't care. I will stop no matter what if I'm not getting my pleasure. Because I'm not going to be unfulfilled in the bedroom. Like, what's the point in me putting myself on the limb out there for you to enjoy without me getting anything? Like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm selfish. I am selfish in the bedroom. I demand that I get pleasure. I demand that I have fun. That's what sex is supposed to be about. I demand that I feel good. Sex is a de-stressor. It's a bonding experience, not an experiment, I'm sorry. It's supposed to be this beautiful process between multiple people. Guys, so fast forward to recently, and this is a story I started talking about last week. Once again, the video is linked earlier, and I'll link it at the end of this video for last week's episode. And the guy was just like, are you serious? You get horny, girls get horny, girls want sex. And I felt so sorry. I felt so sorry for this baby. I was just looking at him like, oh my god. Where have you been? And it was interesting because he was a varsity athlete. And I just figured, like, as a varsity athlete, they're used to being around a bunch of girls throwing themselves at them. Because I'm at a big name, Big Ten school. So, of course, I'm like, okay, you're around girls all the time, and they throw themselves at you, so you've experienced a lot of different things and a lot of different sexual situations. So I'm expecting him to be closer to my level than most guys at the school. It turns out he was so far away from that. He didn't think that women experienced pleasure in sex, that the point of sex was for men to get the pleasure. He didn't think that women got horny or had sexual arousal, which, that just blew my mind. Like, I couldn't even believe when he said it. And on top of it, the most interesting to me is during sex, he didn't believe in foreplay at all. And as a woman, I know that foreplay is what gets me to the point where I'm really feeling it. So I didn't really get much out of it. And I was just like, okay, like, we'll talk about this and have a learning moment, like, I don't know, teaching moment. But, I mean, it didn't work out, let's just say. But I just want to talk to all of you guys. I know I'm not the only one who has crazy stories. Like, I've had some things where I've walked out, like, I'm butt-ass naked, and I have walked out on people. Because I'm not going to put myself on the line like that for no reason. But I just want to hear back from you guys, like, about being unfulfilled in the bedroom. Have you ever had that experience where it's just like, you're just laying there, and you're just like, and you get to the end. If you get to the end and you're not like, can't help but smile, and the sun is brighter, and the bluest, greenest sky out there, and the grass is greener, and everyone's just prettier, and everything's glowing. I don't know. If you don't feel like that after sex, then what's the point? But tell me about that, because I want to hear your stories, like, have the craziest thing that's happened to you guys, where someone's left you unfulfilled, or some mess went down. And then I just don't know, because I just want to make sure, am I the only one? Like, am I the only one? Or am I have too high standards, or am I just really selfish? Because I'm not going to give you anything if I'm not going to get anything in advance in return. Because that's what sex is. I give, you take, you give, I take. It goes both ways. It's reciprocal. But yeah, so if you guys are interested, if you guys like the topic, please like it. If you guys have experienced this, like it in solidarity, because we've all been there. Leave a comment. Tell me about your craziest experiment. Have you ever walked out of the bedroom? Am I the only person who's done that? Have you ever, like, just been sitting there like, why? Why? Have you ever had to give the same face to a guy or a girl or anyone, any gender, and just be like, are you serious? Leave a comment and tell me about that. And, of course, subscribe. Please. Please, I really appreciate it. Like, I really actually do love you guys, and I love putting out these videos. And I want us to have a dialogue about it. Like I always say, Kalu wants to talk to people. I don't want to just be talking to my camera like I am right now. I really want this to be like about us coming together and about the minority female community, especially having an outlet to talk about sex and the underground of sex. Not the 50 Shades Grey underground, but the real underground of sex. So, this is Kalu, and this has been Being Unfulfilled with Pandora's Box. Tune in next week, next Friday at noon for the next episode. And also, right here, if you guys have a suggestion for next week's episode, hit me up at this Gmail account because I want all input from you guys. Like, what would be an interesting topic for you guys? But, love you guys. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. And bye.